actually think loophole is the wrong word. There are a couple different mechanisms to allow shipments. So one is that there is a temporary general export license that has been granted already that goes through August 19th. This allows shipments for like installations that are already in place. You can't ship to new projects, but for things that are already in place, they can do that, and that goes through the middle of August, and we'll see if that gets renewed or not. The other is for products that are actually made outside the U.S. Products from inside the U.S. are banned. Stuff that's made outside the U.S. may or may not be banned depending on what it is. If it's a controlled product, basically controlled for export to China, outside of the U.S. it's not allowed. Or if it's not controlled, it is allowed. If it is controlled, if the controlled portion is less than 25% of the total, then it may be allowed. So there are some mechanisms to allow this that are within the law. How the administration will actually view this and how strict they want to be in terms of applying the law, that's up for debate, and we'll see what happens. But I do think loophole is maybe the wrong word to use here.
So it's a little confusing because Broadcom came out, when was that? A few weeks ago, and cut its outlook, said that the trade war is creating all sorts of uncertainty. It's creating customer basically pulling back on their planning. And then we got the positive signal from Micron. So what is the rest of the group going to look like in terms of earnings and outlooks?
Hey, that sounds like uncertainty to me. Like that's part of the problem. Nobody really knows what's going on here, and even though something may be technically allowed under the law, you may or may not choose to apply it to your own business. I also think Broadcom in general has been being more conservative, and I approve of that approach. Like in general, the entire Huawei ban, it's not fun, but it's manageable. We know how much Huawei is of these businesses. You can quantify it, you can account for it. My worry has always been not so much that, but the potential knock-on effects. What happens next? Are there more? We've seen other companies, for example, like Sugon the other day added to the entity list. The general uncertainty and potential impact on the macro environment, these are the things that I worry about more. They're harder to quantify, and I think that's what Broadcom was doing. They're taking a more conservative view of things and haircutting as much as they can, because the worst thing to happen is to cut numbers more than once. Broadcom would rather get it over with all at once.